Hey guys, welcome again, welcome again. Always look on the bright side of life and always remember that, in whatever situation you're going through, there's a saying that I grew up knowing which says, remember that in every cloud there's a silver lining. While we're on that, guys, I would like to discuss with you interracial dating. I've always been interested in interracial dating and marriage. I remember my sister reminded me that when I was younger, I said I would be married to someone from other cultures when I was still young. While we talk that, I think I've gained experience to talk about it. When a person says I've earned the right to comment about something, and there are a few things that I would like to empower ladies, because with time moving on, there's a lot of online dating, interracial marriages, people being fascinated with interracial children, people assuming that if you marry from other cultures, especially black versus white, they think that white people are rich, and then assume that you are going to marry someone who's rich, who's going to buy you a car, who's going to take care of yourself. Ladies, and even you gentlemen, because I listened to a documentary of a man from Kenya who was frustrated and robbed all his pensions by a white woman from America. So I've stopped now empowering ladies versus men, but I'm empowering all the genders on things to sacrifice and things to look for when you are going to marry. And most people meet people on dating sites. First of all, as we meet people on dating sites, before you meet, make sure that the person has integrity, they are your match, they match your values. But when you meet, always meet in a public space. People have been raped because they have met people on Facebook and then they went to meet them. Our children have met pedophiles because he would see that she is 14 or 13. He would pretend he's a man her age. And then when it's time to meet, they would kidnap them, take them, and go and rape them. So there is nothing that is peaceful in this world. So we have to be careful, and we need to empower our children. And while I'm talking about that, I would like now to talk to adults, because I'm talking about people who are meeting people to marry, to date, and to have long-term partners. Guys, first of all, when you meet people for interracial dating and marriages, respect is key. Respect is key. Be with someone who respects you and who respects your people. It cannot be one-sided that it's you who must respect his people, but his people do not respect your people. We are talking about equality. We're talking about two people who are trying to be a family here. And how do we make a family if you think I'm here and you are here? We are not equal. And if you think you and your family deserve respect and my family and I do not deserve respect. So respect. First you respect me, then you respect my family, then I respect you and I respect your family. If you meet someone who's not respecting your family and who start calling your family names, they are drunkards, they are loud, they are like this, they are like that, they are like that, it's a red flag. Look into it. A person must respect your parents and your family and must not say anything bad about them. While I am on that, always, always, always defend your spouse to your family. Do not sell out your spouse to your family because you have introduced this person to the family. Teach your family to love and respect your spouse, your future wife, your wife. Do not let them say bad things about her while you are there. Defend them. So it must happen on both men and women. Do not allow them. I mean, when respect is due, unless really, really, okay, something is burning. I'll be back. I thought I switched off the stove, only to find out I'm burning food. Okay. So you must be with someone who respects your family, who has nice things to talk about your family. You know, I've heard people who said, he was not happy with me as soon as he met my friends. He was interested in my friends. He was not happy with me as soon as he met my siblings. He was interested in my siblings. That person is a piece of rubbish because he doesn't know why he's with you. That's why he wakes up and tomorrow he thinks he's interested in your siblings, in your friends, and someone else. That's the second thing. There is this thing, especially with us Africans, falling in love with white people, that there's a mistrust that I see, that as long as you are black, you cannot be trusted, you are a thief, you are lying about your qualifications, you are lying about where you work, you are lying about the reasons why you haven't got a visa. Because if you are an important person as you claim to be, why has your visa been rejected? So there is that paranoia, which makes you, feel like you have to prove yourself. But again, you have to check this with you and also with your spouse. Am I proving myself to them or to you? Because you, as my spouse, as long as you trust me, it's fine. I don't care who else doesn't trust me, because they don't know me and they haven't fallen in love with me. But there will be that mistrust that blacks are thieves, blacks are not to be trusted, and all of that, which are cracking the relationship, because nobody likes to be not trusted for no reason. That's another thing. I like one man who said on his wedding, "Mom and Dad, I love my wife." He addressed his mom and dad and siblings and said, "Please, I love my wife. Don't make me choose between you and her." And then he went and he looked into his wife. He said, "Sweetheart, I love my family very much, so I don't want to be put in the middle of choosing between my family and my spouse. My spouse is the someone you will die with, because your family will not marry you. So you should work hard to create balance between the two. And you cannot look down on, don't even date people from other cultures if you are looking down of them, if you are bashing them, and if you don't trust them." For an example, this mistrust thing, one girl shared with me that when she was meeting the future spouse family, every time she was asked questions about her country, they would Google her and Google the answers she was giving. It's giving a disrespect and a mistrust vibe that, And thirdly, by virtue of you marrying to other cultures, try and respect them, try and obey the other cultures. Because how do you marry me if you don't respect my culture? It's getting smoky, the alarm. There we go. It's getting smoky, it's the alarm. I hope it will stop making noise, and I can't climb and stop it because I'm going to fall. It's a bit up there. Hopefully when it stops, because remember I said I'm burning something, and I don't know now how am I gonna record a video if it's making noise, but let me try. I don't know. but I opened the door. It's something that I should have done earlier. Or there it's going quiet. So I was saying this issue of respect is a broad issue. For an example, in my culture, we pay dowry. It's another story if I go and negotiate that you don't pay much dowry and you are not paying for a wife, but you are building a rapport with that family. It is a cultural thing. It is not my family doing that to your family. There are traditions of every country. There are traditions of every tribe. There are traditions of every culture that are not going to change just because I have met you. So respect that. It's another story if I go and negotiate for you and say, don't let him pay too much money because he knows nothing, that's compromising, that's meeting each other halfway, and I should get credit for that. But you must show respect, love me enough to respect me and respect my culture. Another thing is, when you are in a relationship with someone, you cannot be their servant. I've seen girls in these interracial marriages getting taken by men only to be made first to take care of them if they are old, because there's nobody to take care of them and there's no love. If he's not too old, he would like you to take care of maybe his aging parents. So he will even be embarrassed to introduce you because to him you are nothing but a house manager or a maid. Those things happen. So you need to take them as a red flag. Hence I talk a lot about respect. The respect I can go on is a broad term that I can explain and explain and explain and explain the issue of respect. I can make so many examples about the respect. But let's go to the issue of the nuptiality contract. I don't mind if people want to sign a nuptiality contract and they agree as a couple, because sometimes we sign a nuptiality contract to prevent my debts to affect you, especially if we work in the same country and we have debts. Especially in South Africa, people who survive in debts. So because we have debts, we don't want maybe to lose a lot. So we should agree. But where it is irritating is when other people interfere and say, you need to sign a nuptiality contract. People who are not part of this relationship, people who are not part of this marriage. It is a red flag because one, it is selfish. It's showing a selfish vibe. Secondly, it's showing again that mistrust. I'm black, I'm a thief, I'm nothing. And when it happens, you even forget that I'm independent. You found me independent, paying for my own dinner, paying for my own plane ticket. Other couples, they would buy you a plane ticket, they would buy you a car, but you come and say, I'm independent, I'll pay my half, pay your half. But again, you are still treated as a thief. You tell them, I'm highly educated, I have my own things, I don't need anything from you. But again, you are treated like a thief. So, it is a red flag. Do not take it, especially if you leave your job, your high-paying job from your country. You live your life. You leave your people. You leave the support of your family. All he's thinking, he doesn't appreciate you for that. And all he's thinking is that you are a thief who's going to steal. Then you need to sign a nuptiality contract. It's a red flag. Don't do it. Another thing, by virtue of you saying, I want to marry, I'm old now, it means you are no longer a child. It is not fair to always bring the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the brother-in-law into the marriage or into the relationship. My mother says, my father says, my father. What are you saying as my spouse? What are you saying as my spouse? So, while we cross cultures, it is very important that we learn a lot about other cultures. We show respect into the other cultures and not look down on other cultures. Try and feel you are equal to these cultures. You know, discrimination is dangerous when it's subtle. Racism is dangerous when it is subtle, because you don't have proof to say, I'm treated badly here because of the color of my skin, because it's subtle. And most people who are racist, they would say, no, I'm not racist. There is nobody who stand up and agree that they are a racist. They would say, I embrace other cultures, I like black women, but come to the treatment, you'd see a different treatment that gives a power vibe. And sometimes this person is not even rich, doesn't please you in many ways, and you don't reveal those things to people. You cover them, you protect them. Some are old, they are 80, they can't even be a partner to you in bed due to their age. You still sacrifice because you love them, but what do they do in return? They look down on you. So you have to look into those red flags and then decide if you want to do this. Always take a pen and a book and write the positives about these interracial relationships and the negatives, and love yourself enough to know your worth, to know your value, to know what you are bringing into the relationship, and then therefore demand respect, especially if you respect them, especially when they have visited your family and all that has happened was respect for them. They were given respect. Lastly, do not allow him to marry you in your country, because that marriage may only be valid in your country, but in his country he might be single. Marry him in his country so that you are sure that he is known and the marriage is registered in his country, that he is married to you. Because it is easy for him to just end it with no implications because he married you in your country. There are women who have married people in their countries, and come 1 month, come 2 months, the marriage, he annuls the marriage because he has nothing to lose. Because he has nothing to lose, you married him in your country and you didn't marry him in his country. Marry him in his country. While we are in this topic of marriage, I've seen many interracial marriages. In many interracial marriages, it's only my family that is there, and his family is not there because they're not taking me serious. They're not taking this whole thing serious. They don't trust me. So if his family is not coming, do not let your family come. Then if you really want to do it only the two of you, without your family, because there's nobody here who's superior from the other. This goes with embracing. We should be comfortable with embracing other people's cultures without looking down to them. We should be comfortable with loving our spouse enough to embrace and respect their cultures. I will discuss this more, and do not let him change you. Most of us Africans are church-going people. We have a religion. And sometimes we marry people of other religions like Hindu, Muslim, atheist. Do you call them an atheist when he doesn't have a religion at all? Again, part of respect is you don't say anything about my religion. Culture and religion are the things that are very sensitive. Let's do what we are doing, but do not talk about my race, my culture, and my religion. Those are sensitive issues. One thing that knows no boundaries, that is unique between us, is our love. I'll continue empowering people because I see a lot of interracial dating and marriages. Some are fake, some are true, and people are so hurt. I heard a story of another woman who met a man online, went to his country, married him. He abused her. He treated her like a slave. He beat her. He has done many despicable things because he looked at black and saw his slaves. And that is not the issue. He should have said when he was in that dating site, I'm looking for a slave and not a partner. But girls, love yourselves enough to know your worth and walk away when you are treated like a piece of nonsense. I love you. Please like, share, subscribe. I love you. And let us all love each other enough to embrace each other, to love each other, what's the right English word? To cover each other's weaknesses. I have a strong mind. So because I have a strong mind, use my strong mind and my skills to your advantage because you might be having a strong will. Let us coexist with respect without this power game, another one thinking they are better from the other. I love you. Take care. Bye.